Tonight we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month with a culinary adventure.
And leading our way is WGN's Julian Cruz, taking us back to Old Havana. Julian.
Allison, Old Havana has had a special place in my family's heart, dating back generations. But it's more than just a place. It's the culture, the music, and the food with its distinct blend of Caribbean spices and seasonings.
There was always music in the house, the story goes, back in Old Havana. My late grandmother, Tata, playing her beautiful Cuban music, one of several musicians in the family, providing the soundtrack to memorable gatherings. For supper, family and friends crowded around my great-grandfather's table, enjoying laughter, good conversation, and great food from Julio's Old Havana kitchen.
He kind of achieved a modest degree of fame in his neighborhood in Old Havana. People just knew him for his incredible black beans.
Relatives say Julio Eduardo Rivero lived to make others happy. So on special occasions, as was the custom in Cuba, the man of the house rolled up his sleeves to cook his own brand of black beans, or frijoles negros as it's known on the island. He'd begin with sweet onions, chopped small, fresh garlic, pimento, and a big pot of beans, slow-cooked in a broth of sea salt and raw cane sugar. Then he'd saute a savory mix of herbs and spices to create what's known as the sofrito. The recipe has been passed down for generations, and it's a ritual I faithfully repeat for my own family.
And I want to try to preserve this tradition for my family, for my son and my daughter, so they'll understand where they came from.
In a 1998 assignment to Havana, I watched as the Pope drove through the Plaza of the Revolution, then returned a year later for the meeting between the then Illinois governor, George Ryan, and Fidel Castro. Between it all, I found time to visit the old family home, a place I'd never seen before. I could almost imagine my relatives' voices filling the rooms. And I draw on that amazing experience today as I prepare to walk in my great-grandfather's footsteps, not on the island, but here on the Illinois prairie. Fertile ground, as it turns out, for a new specialty food company.
And I feel like I'm fulfilling a dream, a long-held family dream, bringing these Old Havana Foods recipes to Chicago and letting people experience authentic Cuban cooking.
I'm launching OldHavanaFoods.com, an internet-based company to honor the memory of those who came before me, and also to help preserve not just the great food, but the music and culture of Cuba.
Old Havana Foods is set to launch October 22nd. You can order authentic, 100% natural stovetop Cuban classics that are ready in minutes and easy to prepare. But it's much more than just the food. It's also, we're hoping to become a repository, a resource, if you will, for Cuban culture to help preserve that rich tradition. Back to you guys.
Outstanding.
Julian, thank you for sharing that story with us and the recipe.
And that was Grandma's extra recording. That was her playing the piano in the background.